Hello everyone, welcome back to another quick last chunk devlog. I've done a lot of cool things with this and I'm pretty excited to showcase some of the stuff I've done. So, since last time, the main things I've done is I've added an experience and leveling up system that allows you to increase either your health, your charge, or your MP. It's literally exactly the same as Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Doors leveling up system. Since that's fairly straightforward. So, I'll get to showing that. In addition, I've also added support for status effects and some various effects thereof. I only have two for testing currently. If I go into replicated storage here, I've got a petrified status that immobilizes, it increases fortitude, which is basically defense, meaning you'll take less damage, and it also currently has hurt attacker when hit. So when you hit a petrified battler, you'll take damage too, but that's just there for testing for now. I'm probably going to remove that. And I also have a cake status effect, so you can turn someone into cake, and then you regain health every time you deal direct damage to them, which will be kind of fun. So, yeah. And I've got a template here for status effects. Currently, there's just the fortitude bonus, immobilize, and then either heal or hurt attacker when hit. And it even has options for whether direct or indirect damage needs to be used. I'm trying to make as many things data-driven as I can to make adding more content easier, and I'm thinking I'll probably even release this publicly as like a kit or something so people can make their own RPGs using it. Um, but yeah, also I got a little bit of work started on getting an items menu set up, which I'll show. That's going to be the next thing I work on. So I've got my second account here, so I can enter a team test just to showcase PvP. All this stuff, it's not fully tested yet, so there might be some bugs, but all this stuff should be working, I think. I haven't tested well, I've kind of tested the status effects in PvP. I haven't tested some of the like healing and stuff because I did do a bunch of refactoring on the back end. So PvP might be broken right now, but I'll get to fixing that soon. Let me just showcase in a PvE battle for now. Also, I've got a menu screen set up. Here you can see my level and all of my stats and stuff. I'm actually going to reset my data really quick back to level 1 just for testing. And this is the inventory screen currently. I basically just did a little test to see if I could get these scrolling panes to be able to like dynamically fill with item, and that way no matter how many different types of items are in the game, it'll be able to scale to it. I'm going to have all of the different item types shown from the very beginning, and it'll just tell you how many of that item you have, but items you haven't gotten yet will be like grayed out, so it won't tell you what the item is. So this can double as both an inventory screen and as like an item catalog to show you all the different things that you found so far. I'm also going to have this screen's going to be for weapon mods, which are going to be like the badges from Paper Mario. That's what the MP up there is for, mod points. I'm going to have a bestiary for the different enemies you find. And I'm also going to have a settings menu, but haven't added those yet. You just press the E button to show and hide that. So I'm going to go into the tall grass here and get into a fight. It might take a while. The RNG for battles is really janky. All right, here we go. Another thing I added was a few enemy images. They're just tests right now, so I needed those to fully test the status effects. So I'm just going to use Petrify. And the enemy image changes. It can't move, and now I have the chance to attack it. So I'm just going to do a basic attack. The quick time event for this still doesn't do anything currently. But yeah, you see I took 2 damage there because it has the hurt attacker when hit. And I'm going to use Cakeify. And now I'm going to use... It can still attack me in this form. So I'll use a charged attack on it. It takes 2 damage, and then I regain 2 health. So now the worm and the super worm both have like 0 base fortitude. And Petrify doubles fortitude, so it actually just goes from 0 to 0. So they don't get any bonus from that. But other enemies in the game might. As you can see, I've leveled up. The worm and super worm basically give me enough XP to level up regardless. So I'm just going to pick HP for now. Each level you can get either 5 more HP, 5 more charge, or 3 more mod points. And I've also based the XP scaling system off of Paper Mario as well, so you need 100 XP to level up, and this is for every level. It never increases the amount of XP you need as you level up. Instead, the amount of XP you get for defeating enemies will decrease the higher level you go. So if you're under-leveled compared to the enemy, you'll get extra XP, and if you're over-leveled, you'll get less XP, with a minimum of 1 XP for an enemy, basically. And I think a maximum of like 100 XP, so you can't get multiple levels, because that would probably break things. But yeah, it seems to be all working. I can level up as many times as I want. Well, actually, I can level up to level 30. That's the level cap that I've set. And just increase my stats as I go. So, you'll actually notice, though, there were a couple of new moves I added as well, aside from the status effect test ones. I have heal self and opponent here, just because I wanted to test, like, healing in both directions, because I had to add that for the cake status effect. So, like, I can hit heal self, and it'll heal me for 3 to 5 health. Just a little quick test thing. Let me just use charge attack on this guy. Ah, dang it. Let me flee. Ah, I messed it up. And we're good. Alright, so I'm going to get into a PvP battle now. Eventually I'm going to have like the PvP battles are going to be purely like just for fun. There's going to be a little ranking system where you can go up in rank if you defeat an opponent who's at or above your level. And you'll go down a rank if you lose to an opponent who is at or below your level. So there's no penalty for losing to someone who's stronger than you, but there's also no benefit towards beating someone who's weaker than you. But that's for the future. Right now I'm just have this here so that I can make sure that the battle system works in both ways. Oh my, it put up an enemy image anyway. I'll need to fix that. I believe it should be Testbot's turn. So charge attack, sure. Let me make sure this is all going. I'm going to use a status effect on you. Charge attack. I'm going to use charge attack as well. And then I'm going to get healed from that. Now Testbot's going to use petrify, so now I'm going to get stuck for 2 turns. I can't move, and now it's Testbot's turn to use charge attack. I take 2 damage. Testbot takes 2 damage in return. Testbot's going to use charge attack again. I take 2 damage, and because the status effect is gone, Testbot doesn't take any more damage. And now I'm going to use charge attack. Testbot's going to use heal self to try to gain some HP back, but I'm just going to keep hitting him. I think I'm just going to end the battle here, so let me just have Testbot forfeit because he doesn't stand a chance. So now I win. And yeah, it looks like the status effects are working. I'm going to have to fix that bug with the enemy image popping up. Eventually I could try to have like a player image pop up and it just won't change for status effects because I'm not sure how I'd go about doing that, but yeah. There's still plenty more to do. Next in line is the inventory system, and the reason I want to do this next and get items working is because one of the main factors of status effects is depending on the thing that you turn the... Specifically for when you're fighting like non-player enemies, depending on what you turn them into, it'll change what they drop. So like... I know for the cake one, I want enemies to drop like enemy-specific cake slices that when consumed give different effects, which would be kind of fun, and there's some other ideas I have too for different kinds of things they could drop. And those materials will be used to do things like craft weapon mods or just, you know, have consumables to use in battle, which I'm going to have to figure out how to do consumables as well. That's going to be a very difficult thing, but the inventory screen shouldn't be too bad, and the way I'm going to design it's going to be pretty straightforward. So yeah, I think that just about covers everything I've done so far. I think it's coming along nicely. I think the next biggest hurdle will definitely be the items and the consumables. Once I get that up and running, the other major things to do would be to add weapon mods. I want to put like a little model of your, like, it's going to be some like big gun thing that's going to be on your back, crazy sci-fi blaster, and maybe have it change depending on the mods you have on it. And then I also want to try to figure out how to do NPCs as well. That's going to be new territory for me, but I think I can do it. So yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Have a nice day.